I've, over the past few months, really discovered the niche markets that I want to go after and the offerings just from, I think, a combination of past experience and then what I'm seeing now. So I started doing real estate photography and quickly realized that this is a commodity service. And it's like a run to the corner shoot, and then if the real estate agent doesn't like your pictures, they're like, next, and
Well, do them better.
no, but I swear, I feel like I'm coming from a business point of view where in that world, you provide a service and there's open communication. I had this just happen with this young real estate agent this past week where I'm doing it for the first time for him. And I said, here are your pictures, if there's anything you want to change, and I did a video too. And he didn't respond to my text even. And it's bizarre to me. And so in a business standpoint, what I'm used to is saying, here's your product and give me some feedback, whether it's good, bad, I can fix this, because everything's editable, everything. You and I do that. Like I send you a video and you go, can we tweak this or whatever? And that's the kind of rapport that I want with my customers. I want this to be more of a relationship thing where I feel like you can really get quality stuff because it's going to be tailored to what you really want, if there's open communication. And that's how I want to operate my business. And I'm finding that that's the kind of customer I want. And so I'm kind of niching it to that. Like I really want to establish good relationships with people. And so I want to kind of drop off the ones that aren't going to talk to me. I don't want to just be a commodity.
I think that's smart.
Yeah.
You do. And I think we forget that we do have the opportunity to choose who we work with.
Yes.
But I also, to throw this in there, after years of sales, you also have to think about what the priorities are for the person that you're working with, and where you fall on their list of priorities, and that's reality, and that's, yes,
Sure.
You want to be up on the org chart as far as what their priorities are, but that doesn't necessarily mean.
So that kind of determines the kind of customers that I want to
Yeah, you
have.
want partners, you want to be, high up there and a partner and
Yes.
working together collaboratively, instead of being just the commodity.
So that's why I think I don't want to be just doing real estate photos. You know, there's other industries I want to work with, landscapers, construction, home builders, people who need that content, but they need it with a marketing eye, which is what I think that value that I can bring, rather than just having somebody be like, next, wait, but I can help you. I honestly can. Yeah. So I'm like, I guess that's not a good fit.
Well, I think you get in each of those realms, you get the people who understand the value of it, and then the ones that they just don't get it yet.
Right.
Right. Like the ones that the real estate agents that I just need photos and I'm going to get the person who answers the quickest or is the cheapest or whatever. And then if you don't, then next, because they're not really understanding the value that it brings to them and their brand.
Yes.
And you're going to get that no matter what. And maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like you probably get that more with contractors and things because their mentality isn't the technical digital branding side. Their mentality is more like the labor, the work.
Right.
And a lot of them are on the job. They don't have time.
Yeah.
I just think of the TJ who he's on the job. He doesn't have the time. He needs another person to do that. So you have to show them the value and almost convince them to hey, why don't you bring on somebody who's going to handle this for you that I can connect with, that I can be talking to one-on-one. So it's not you, but you still get the product because you need it.
Right. Well, and I think that also that comes back to, finding the right customers who are going to see that and see that value. And some of them, in that case might just say, do everything. I don't have the time. I don't have the know-how, and hire the person who is good at what they do. Mm-hmm. I had a conversation with a landscaper and he said in their business, when they do their best work is when their customer hires them and says, you guys design this. Of course the customer is going to have some input, but they're not trying to micromanage them. And he said, our best work is when we get to be creative. We get to do what we're good at. You hire the professionals who do their job and do it well. And that's why you hire them, that you can kind of.
Because if you do what the customer wants, like they think they know what they want, but the finished product isn't what's in their head.
Yeah.
And then they get it and they're like, oh,
yeah,
this isn't what I wanted. It's like, what's what you asked for? And then they're like, no, you didn't do what I actually wanted.
Right.
But then you also have somebody who doesn't trust you. So after many, many years of selling advertising, put together something, the advertiser, sponsor takes a look at it and they're like, nope. I want you to put this. I want my picture. I want all of these words. I want an explanation of what I do. And you sometimes want to look and you say, listen, you're a plumber. Or I'm just using it.
Yeah.
I could not unclog a sink. I sell marketing and marketing programs, and let me do what I'm going to do and you do what you are going to do. And when they're insistent, you're okay. Customer is always right. And then for me, when they come back and say, I didn't get any response, kind of want to look and say back, well, you didn't take my advice. And I'm really sorry, but I don't know what to say. And it's an awful feeling.
There's something about marketing that I think because we're all exposed to marketing, we are consumers of marketing, that everybody thinks they know how to do marketing. So
yes.
Unlike plumbing, I'd be like, I don't know how to do that. But everybody goes, oh, that's a great ad. We're going to do that. Or, this is what I consume. I love to watch YouTube videos or whatever. So everybody's an expert.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. And it's not necessarily also about you. It's about the person that you're working with, right? Like I'm sure there are people who have a particular way about talking about their money.
Yeah.
And it's not your way, but you need to flip the switch and talk to them on the way that they.
Yeah. And the best is when a husband and a wife have different ways of talking about money.
Oh, so you're a
really
marriage
fun.
counselor also.
Yeah. Adding that to my CV. But yeah, the same thing. But you sometimes have to fire clients. Sometimes you have to say, this isn't the right fit.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, your money is green, but we don't need to work together.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so empowering when you can do that and you can say, all right, this is for the betterment of my business, even though that would have been a good paycheck. This is for the betterment.
Mm-hmm.
More a betterment for my mental health.
Yeah, everything. I mean, everything.
Yeah.
And for them too.
Yeah.
Like I know some people feel bad kind of thinking of it that way, but like even from the client's perspective, right? It's like, well, if this isn't a good fit, you're not going to have a good experience. You're not going to end up getting what you want out of it. And then you're going to end up feeling the need to leave a bad review. So you know what? Let's skip all those potential negative feelings and just not move forward together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm not for you.
Well, that's why we date, right? Until we find the right one.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a similar.
I think now is a good time to introduce ourselves.
Okay. Oh.
So we had this impromptu little meeting today because it's summer and it's the last weekend of summer and it's before school and most people didn't show up to our networking group. So
And it's like
us.
apocalyptic out there. You can't even see the harbor.
It is
You
so
can't see
foggy.
anything. It's so foggy.
It's like
cozy.
romantic.
Except I have a photo shoot today and this is not going to go well if it stays foggy.
Yeah.
Well, when is it for a listing?
Yes.
When are they? I was going to say if it was like later on, it could be like a Halloween theme.
I don't know.
There's
Everything
your
just looks
creativity shining through.
Yeah.
Now I kind of want to do that. My goal is to get a Halloween listing,
Oh,
and
funny.
we can do a whole Halloween
That would be fun.
That would be
themed.
really fun.
As long as it's going to be one that sells right in October.
I know. Then it's okay. But we'll have to plan to do a second video.
Yeah. Because everybody says remove all the holiday stuff.
So I'm gonna ask Marci if you can you want to untangle your cord. I know it seems like it was bothering you and you were trying to do it, but then you didn't want to be noisy. So go ahead and untangle your cord.
Okay, thank you.
Because I've been staring at it. So this morning we have Miss Mary.
I'm Mary Ahlfeld with Spellman Media Group.
And we have Marci.
Marci Bracken, co-owner of Pink Chair Storytellers magazine.
And we have Victoria.
I'm Victoria Robillard. I'm a financial advisor with Edward Jones.
And I'm Vicki Paquette. I am a real estate agent with Layer Realty and also co-owner of J. Taylor LLC, renovation company. Mary, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
I am a real estate and, well,
No,
I'll
you're
go
not.
into that.
No, you're not.
No.
You just said you don't want to be.
I am a photographer, videographer, digital content creator, drone operator. I do spaces and places. That's
I
my
like that.
little theme. And
I like that.
I video faces. I don't do still photos or headshots, but if you're talking, I'm getting you on video. So I help real estate agents, construction professionals, landscapers,
Magazine
architects, magazine owners, small business professionals get on video, share their professional knowledge to create content, and then create B-roll for them so that they can have ongoing content showing what they do, telling a story about what they do, and solving people's problems. So creating content for customers from a customer perspective.
I like that. I'm going to bounce off of that because I just asked you for my B-roll stuff. And that is because so this past summer, my husband and I were flipping a home and it was filmed for a particular TV show that I cannot say yet because we don't have an air date yet. But I'm working with a business coach, and one of my goals is to put together a good before and after video of the renovation so that when it airs, it's like ready to go with taking advantage of that air date and like getting that exposure out there. So that is
Now that I know you're going to put that together, are you also going to do like a narrative? Or are you just going to use, because I think that if you added that on, telling the story of this is how you came across the house, this is how you found it, this is how you decided what to do with it.
so.
And then you have the B-roll
I was gonna.
background.
My plan was to do a few different options so I can use it based on like if it's going on social media. Am I sending it off as like a press release along with press releases to news stations and things like that? But now that you're saying you don't just do real estate, I was looking at people on Fiverr to help me do this.
Oh.
But
No, I do that too. I've been doing interviews a lot. Like I interviewed Marci, where it's kind of like this, it's a conversation, but I'm filming you talking about it, and it creates great content. It's kind of more like an interview format, and you're just telling the story about what you did with
Yeah.
the house, because storytelling is where it's at.
So I need to do that like ASAP because at any point I could get the email that it's going to air, and odds are they're only going to give me a few days notice. So everything needs to be ready to go.
What are you doing tomorrow?
Hanging out with you.
I have one appointment tomorrow, but we could do it in the morning.
Okay.
Okay.
Fantastic.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Victoria, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm a financial advisor with Edward Jones, and I help people organize, protect, and create wealth for themselves and their families. I work with small business owners, people who are going through divorce, and real estate agents predominantly. I like those complex situations, and I try and do it in a light that's calming so you don't come in overwhelm. Money is overwhelming to so many people. And I don't want that to be the case for my clients. So that's what I do.
I like it.
Thanks.
Mhm.
And you do have a very calming presence.
It's really,
I appreciate that.
Like,
Yes.
when I send you to people, it's like one of the first things I say. It's like you get in front of her, or you just hear her voice, and you're like, ah,
Well, that's good.
it's like a hug.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most people say it's like worse than going to the dentist because I'm going to ask you to open up all your dirty secrets and tell me everything. And people don't feel comfortable talking about money. It's really, really hard. So I try and bring non-judgmental, calming presence to it.
You do.
Thank you.
Mhm.
It is, and especially I think in the unique situation, let's say, of divorce,
Yeah.
which I think that there's always, as we were saying earlier, breadwinner and, there can be equal partnership, but usually one person handles the finances in the family, whichever person that is. And so, I, on a funny note, my mother has been obsessed lately. They're just coming up on 80, asking if we will take care of her bills after my father passes away. And it's creepy, but she says it literally keeps her up at night because
bet.
she is never, that was what he did.
Mm-hmm.
And she trusted him. Obviously, they're wonderful. He's wonderful, hard worker. But she said she's really been up at night, panicking.
Yeah, and a lot of people that's the case, and they're not like. Luckily, your mom has gone to you and said, "Please help me now, so that I'm prepared." But a lot of people aren't prepared, and they might think about it, and they might stay up at night, but they're not having those conversations to say, "What happens if something were to happen to my spouse?" I mean, every marriage ends in one of two ways: death or divorce, no matter what. And it's hard to be so blunt about it. But if you let somebody else take control of all of the finances, and hopefully you trust them, and that's wonderful, but something is going to happen at some point. So both parties need to understand what's going on. It's not like you need to have my background. It's not like you need to pick stocks.
Right.
You don't need to decide, I'm going to sell today and buy tomorrow, but you need to have a plan in place so you have at least an understanding of what's happening. And as somebody trusted to go to when those things happen.
And if one of those things happens, death or divorce, you're going to have a lot of other things on your mind. It's not like you're going to be able to fully focus on, let me learn this thing, or let me figure out like where we have all of these passwords and where all these files are. Like,
it's a lot. Yeah.
That's going to be the last thing you want to deal with while you're grieving whatever situation is happening.
And then you want to have somebody you trust too that's helping you through that, because you're in such an emotional state. It's awful to say, but I want to be, if something like that were to happen, I want to be my client's first call so that I can help them. I can say, I can work with your estate attorney. I can work with your accountant. With your permission, we can talk to your kids and we can make this happen. But so that they feel comfortable.
I think that that's probably important, even I think in my mother's case, where my dad had passed away, so my mother was taking care of all of her finances. But as her memory started to decline, that's where we started to see things happen.
Yeah.
She accidentally closed the account that her Social Security check was going into.
No.
So she stopped getting Social Security, and then she couldn't figure out why. And there has to be somebody else kind of keeping an eye on it, another trusted person.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it was her sister that kind of alerted us to this and alerted me to it. But having those systems set up, I think, is really good practice.
Yeah.
It's unbelievably important. And it's a shame that it's such a taboo conversation. And I remember a time when we first got married, right? You're paycheck to paycheck. And it was a new experience for me. I was very well protected and beautifully sheltered as a child. But I remember like everything I did, everywhere I went, I would be like, I'm not sure I can pay that bill. Oh, no. I'm not going to get that cup of coffee. Oh, wait, I know. It's just, it's such an unbelievably emotional, I don't want to say burden, but it just pressure on your shoulder, like just sitting there.
Yeah, because you're not taught it. You're not taught how to deal with money, and everybody's emotions around money are so different. I talk to clients and I say, money is not about numbers. There's not about numbers. It's about the emotion you feel when it comes to that. And it can be overwhelm, or it can be abundance. And it's a lot of how you were brought up, or the conversations that happened at the dinner table or didn't happen at the dinner table, or the arguments maybe you saw. And it's hard because I don't think there's a system in place to teach kids about it.
So that was the next thing that I was going to tell you. I have recently met a woman who, I'm not sure she doesn't go by financial advisor. How I connected with her and found a connection is she's actually doing a class for teens and kids. It's a 6-week class where she talks about what is your credit report? Why is it important? What is coming out of your paycheck? What are taxes? What are all of these different, what's interest.
Yeah.
And she's found this niche, and she said that's what she did. I was like, in 5 seconds, where do I sign up? And then went to a girls' dinner, and I said, okay, I'm having my son do this. Who wants in? And every mother raised their hand. And yes, they're all going kicking and screaming, but they'll all do it together. And I still don't know what goes into my credit report. I get it conceptually. I understand it, but I will be honest that I have no idea what the facts are behind it.
And they're going to be bombarded as they get closer to college age with credit cards and all these things.
Sure.
I mean, they go on tours at colleges and they have these credit card companies like ready to hand them out cards.
And even like kids today, I mean, my son's 10 and he has a phone, which is a hot topic, but we don't give him cash allowance. He gets Apple Pay. So he just taps it on his phone.
Yep.
Which, I mean, it's convenient. Is that the best thing? I don't know.
My kid has a Capital One card that's attached to mine, and his allowance, he can see it. So he has the app on his iPad, so he can see like your transaction is pending, and he can see that it's coming in, and he doesn't. So when he gets cash for like his birthday, he'll decide, he'll split it, and he goes to his dad, and he's like, he had got like $400 between like family members and stuff. And he was like, Dad, can you take 300 and put it in my savings account? And because Justin has his savings linked up to his account. And then he gave me the other 100. And he's like, can you take this and transfer 100 into my Capital One? And that's like his spending money. So when he goes out, he can look and see how much he has and decide how to spend it.
Yeah,
And
I think
he's
that's
separating
great.
it.
I think that's great.
And
Not a lot
he's
of
got
kids
his
have that.
stocks.
I know. He's
He
pretty.
does?
He's
Yeah,
good.
it was like a joke one day. He had extra money and he saw me on my Robinhood app and he was like, I want Microsoft stock. And he had like $50. So I was like, I'll get you $50 in Microsoft stock. Okay.
I think it's great.
That's great.
It's interesting what inspires the kids or what influences them. I recently it was a wonderful weekend with my daughter who's 29, and we were talking about money, and she said she loves to travel. She made a comment. She goes, I haven't been to Europe in a while. And I go, shut up.
In a while.
You're killing me. It's been a while since I've been to Europe. But we were talking about money, and she said at a certain point, she looked around, and I think she was her group of friends, and she realized, I want to travel. And if I want to travel, then I need to save my money. And I need to save my money for things I want to do and I want to have.
It goes right back to the goals that you're talking about. Like before we started recording, you were talking about you wanted to have this big business and you wanted to make it happen. And there's certain sacrifices you had to make. The same thing with your daughter and her money. She goes, well, maybe I'm not going to buy that cup of coffee because I see the bigger picture. And once you can see the bigger picture in anything, it's amazing where you can go.
And I think it's good to, maybe some people don't see that bigger picture. And that's part of that education, because I can say that, other family members, maybe not so much. That cup of coffee is like, I want it now, and they're not thinking, I don't need this because of, then I'd have more money in the future.
Exactly. And I think that's where we need to talk to our kids a little bit more.
Yes.
I mean, they grow up in an instant gratification. You want something? Oh, it's on Amazon. I'm going to order it.
And their stupid games that they play,
Yeah.
I feel like completely warps their sense of what a normal amount of money is, right?
Yeah.
Like my son's playing these Roblox games where he's getting like literally like trillions of dollars. So like you go to hand him like, oh, you got grandma sent you $5. He's like, because then it, like
You can't even go to Dunkin' Donuts with $5.
but
right.
his sense of like
Yes.
what a lot of money is trillions of dollars.
That's so
right?
funny.
Because these games completely kind of like warp your idea.
That probably warps these young college students, these graduates going into the workforce, and how much they can earn and how much they think they deserve to earn when they first come out of
But in
school.
Roblox, I just built a rocket ship and it was easy.
Millions.
And like,
Like, I'm I'm worth way more than $50,000 a year. And you're like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Marci, tell us about you and Pink Chair because we missed you.
Oh, we did. Sorry.
That's okay. I love this
Hey.
conversation.
We can come back to it. Just want to make sure.
Thank you. Co-owner of Pink Chair Storytellers magazine. We are a collection of women's stories, all told in first person. So different experiences, different journeys, all from that first person narrative, that first person perspective, which is so special, I think. And it's been a really, really fun ride. We're in the middle of our 4th year.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Crazy. It's crazy. And we're talking about evolving in business and taking a look at different things. And we have been morphing and changing and learning along the way. And we just launched our VI Pink membership, which is really fun, which we're super excited about. It will be a monthly membership, access to monthly writing seminars, access to quarterly book clubs where we'll unpack the issue and unpack the stories of these amazing women that they have shared with us. And so, just bringing, we're about community. And so we're trying to just have different touch points to reach out and form our community.
I love that.
Me
So
too.
4 years.
Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah.
Mary, how long have you had your business?
2 years.
2 years. Victoria, how long have you been?
I've been with Edward Jones for 3 years.
3 years. I've been with Lair for 3, 2.
1. Last time.
I think going on 3. I've had my license for 4. I've been here with Lair for 2 now. For 2 going on 3. I love that though, because I think like growing up, I know for me, I watched like my parents' generation. It was like you're in your job, like that's your career for like ever, right?
Yeah.
And then I feel like it was like around the time that I was through like heading into college and through college, it was like this overall shift in society of people started being like, no, I'm freaking miserable doing this. And like jumping ship a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something I mentioned the other day with someone I was chatting with. As an elder millennial, a lot of kids that I graduated with, like my age group, I feel like became entrepreneurs and they went into business for themselves.
Yeah.
And it was like that mental shift away from you get into a career and you do it forever and you trust this employer to take care of you. And here we are, like women of all different ages, like mixed in, and we've all like in the last 5 years gone different directions and launched new businesses. And
So I'm a little older than you. My dad was a business owner. So I had that. He didn't work for a company for years and years and years as an employee. He had a business with about 35 employees. And we were fortunate enough it was like a cash business. He paid for 3 kids to go through college, paid for our weddings, things like that. So I, didn't even realize how lucky I was. But he inspired that work ethic and everything. And I tried to start a business many, many years ago, but then divorce and things like that kind of change your trajectory. But again, it goes back to who influences you and who you're surrounded by.
Yeah. And even so you mentioned you're an elder millennial. We're actually, I think, the same age. We graduated college in 07, 08. So when you graduate into that system, that there were no jobs. And if you got a job, that was great, but it probably wasn't the job you wanted. Mm-hmm. And now we're at the age where like, all right, we've survived that. The economy's better. Now it's our chance to kind of spread our wings a little bit. And I think a lot of people our age are saying like, gosh.
well, our age group, it was like drilled into us of like, you have to go to college.
Yeah, you have
to go to
college.
college, right?
Same here.
Yeah.
But then when we got out,
Yeah.
it was the Great Recession.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, oh, we just went to college to get all this debt and now we can't even get a job. What the heck?
But I think it's interesting. And I think, society plays a big role in that too. I mean, what happened 5 years ago? Everything changed a bit. And I think a lot of people then were like, well, I'm not going to go back to that after I got to be home with my family for the first time and different things happened.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And now I feel like hearing the way people talk to the younger generation, like there's a bigger push to go back into the trades.
Mhm.
Because after
Absolutely.
that whole push of you have to go to college, now we're seeing there's a lack of
Yeah.
tradespeople. Like we need more of that. So now they're pushing kids.
Mhm.
Like you don't have to go to college. Like, and just like that shift too of people realizing vast majority of people don't end up doing what they went to college
Yeah.
for anyways.
I mean, this was 8 or 10 years ago, but my oldest, when we were looking at colleges, we went to a couple of technical advanced schools. Ben Franklin Institute of Technology, which is in the South End in Boston, boasted, as they should have, they had 100% job placement.
That's amazing.
They said they could not graduate and produce graduates fast enough to fill the positions that were coming their way, whether it was automotive, tech, plumbing, HVAC, construction, everything hands-on. They were calling it the silver something, that there was this mass exodus of retirees in a lot of these industries and nobody to fill the positions.
Yeah. We went into such a tech world with every kid going to college for like computer science, right?
You still
And
need a
then-
car to get to that job to do the computer science.
Yeah, and somebody to take care of your plumbing, because
Yes.
I certainly
Right.
do not know how to do that.
If I could do it all again, I worked for a wholesale electrical distributor for a while, and I did marketing for them. And the same thing we talked about, there's fewer electricians. Not only were there fewer electricians, we were a supplier. There were fewer people who knew how to work in the supply side because they needed to be very knowledgeable. You know, if an electrician came in and needed something, they needed to talk the language, and there was a shortage of people in that industry or in that field. And if I could do it all over again, I would be a business owner and hire female electricians. There
Amazing.
is
Yeah.
nope. There just isn't that. Doesn't exist.
There's a woman, I don't know her, but there's a woman locally who's an electrician. I tried to get her to join our networking group, but she was so busy.
Yeah.
She's like, I can't.
Yeah.
But it's like, damn it.
So when I was in high school, we had a Voc Tech side, and the not so bright kids went there.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
And you know what? Now it's hard to get into the
you
Votech.
have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really, really a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be completely, raised up to be, this is a great career path to choose.
Yeah. It has been. So Old Colony is the tech that our kids go off to in Carver, and you have to apply, and they don't take everybody. You have to apply to get in, and there's like a wait list to get in, which is, I mean, the way it should be, I guess. But I guess it depends on what their application situation's like, right? Because there are the kids that maybe academically struggle, and that's not
Book studies opposed to
Right.
hands-on.
Right.
So if they're creating a situation where these kids that could be really good hands-on aren't able to get in because they struggle book-wise, and I don't know what their application process is like, but
No, I think that there's challenges at every age. I can remember when I graduated, I had a marketing degree and I wanted to work for an ad agency, and I was in Denver. It was a terrible job market. That was the days where you typed up your resume and mailed them out. I mean, it wasn't even email at the time. And I sent out like 100 resumes, and most of them came back because a lot of these ad agencies in Denver were like 1- and 2-man shops, because advertising is a lot of creative. And so a lot of people started their own ad agencies. And I ended up having to move back to Boston because I couldn't get a job, and got a job at a bank. And that is not what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I worked at a bank. It's the only job I've ever been fired from. I had a lot of jobs growing up. It's when I really learned like the effects of my ADD.
How to work with it instead of having it work against you.
So it's so funny because I thought I was so good at it too. I thought it was so good, right? Like we had this line of people and I was the fastest teller. And I was like happy and would still say hi to everybody. And I could be super fast and not be like, you know, like when somebody has to like move fast, they're just like so short. I'm like, nope. Like everybody like loved coming to my line. I was transposing all of my numbers. So it's like when I kind of learned like, oh, ADHD and dyslexia go hand in hand. How about that? I'm a little dyslexic. I never knew. So, yep. Like every day my drawer would be off and my manager would have to like spend the time and count out the drawer. And after like the gazillionth time, I just got so embarrassed. I tried to like fudge it to fix it because I didn't want her to have to like count it again. And then I thought that it was like, oh, I managed to kind of fix it. Yay. And then the vault was off.
Oh, God.
And then they had to like count the whole vault. And then, yeah, I got fired.
Sometimes things are a blessing.
Yeah.
We just don't know it at the time.
Yeah. But it was funny because like that whole experience made me, and like I struggled with math because I would transpose numbers, but I never really understood like, why am I getting these things wrong? I really felt like I knew what I was doing, but it was because of little things like that. I would transpose something somewhere throughout the problem, and then it would be really hard to go back and find where. So I always had this idea in my head of like, I'm not good at math. And I would like tell myself this. It's like, no, like I am good at it. And I actually really do like numbers. And I do like love dealing with money. It was just,
I was going to say, I do love money.
I do. Like money is a big motivator for me. And this was another thing, like in like one of my groups when they were like, what's your motivation? Like, I want to make money.
Yeah.
And like, I get the look of like,
There's
it
nothing
needs to
wrong
be
with
bigger
it.
than that. Like, my reasons for wanting to have like what I would do with it are bigger than that. But like, I just want to see how much I can get. Like,
I think that's amazing that you can say that. I think so many people think that, and especially women would never say that. But I think everybody wants that. And that's what should drive us, because that's what makes the world go round.
You need it.
Yeah.
It's like your reasoning, like what would you do with it is a separate question. But it's like, well, that's not really any of your business. Like, I just want it.
Yeah.
I want the money.
I want to buy 100 bags of potato chips and just roll around. I don't know.
Who cares? Yeah.
Yeah,
Can they be Cape Cod?
Yeah.
Well, that would hurt if you're rolling around in it.
True.
If you're going to roll in it, it needs to be like a Lay's.
I don't know if we're getting too into this, but my visuals right now are.
One thing I really want to ask, you asked us all about how long we've been doing our various businesses.
Mary's trying to bring it back to
I know,
seriousness.
because I think about this a lot. And when you ask this question, how long we've been, I say 2 years, and you're it makes us seem like we're all so young in our new to our respective careers. What did you do before, and how do you think all of the job experiences you had coming up to where you are now have impacted your current status in what you're doing?
So prior to real estate, I owned my own business. I had a gym for 14 years. And before that, because I had a million jobs. I had so many jobs throughout high school and college. Like I always had at least 2 jobs, sometimes 3, and just tried everything. I tried absolutely everything.
That's amazing. That's great.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think the big piece of it is I learned how to work with so many different people. And I think ultimately like that is one of the most helpful things, is being around so many different personalities and learning how to read people and be able to kind of adjust to what they need in the business sense. I think that's something that is invaluable and you don't get in any kind of college setting.
I do think the real world experience is priceless.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely priceless. Speaking of that, my 15-year-old has his first job interview today.
Oh, fun.
Where?
At Duxbury Village, being a food server.
Oh, that'll be amazing.
They'll love him.
They will love him.
He's so cute.
They will love him.
Yesterday, he was like, Mom, they emailed me back. I was like, oh my gosh, that's great. And then he said, I drafted an email in response, but can I read it to you first? I was absolutely. And I don't know, somebody was looking down on me when this child was born. I go, I wouldn't change a thing. It's like, hit send. That's awesome. So I got to go get him,
And
have
does
to wear
he
a
get-
collared shirt. And
Does he work directly? Is he serving directly to the residents?
I don't know.
He doesn't know.
We don't know yet. He applied last week to 3 different places, Big Y, Duxbury Village, and then actually Levitate, because he's a huge music
Oh, that would be
person.
cool too.
So even if he were a food server there, he would be
Yeah.
surrounded by music. But Duxbury Village emailed him back.
yeah.
So,
Exciting.
yeah, I need to go dress him. I'll let his dad take him because I feel like that's a little.
Please don't let his dad go in with him and like sit there. I was at Panera the other day and there was a mother who sat in on her child's interview. And I was like, oh, and this kid was
Oh,
not
no.
like 10. He was like 16. And I was like,
Oh, that's
I mean, I understand he needs a ride. Please drive him.
Yes.
but-
And
let him go on his
Yeah.
own.
And then sit in the parking lot and wait for the
Yes.
text or something.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
But I was really surprised. But I'm excited for your son.
Thank
That'll
you.
be amazing.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank
Tim.
you.
Tell us how it goes.
He was like, I don't know if I want to work. And I was like, funny, cars need gas. He went, oh, okay.
Back to money. See?
I don't know if I want to work.
Cars run on gas.
Yeah.
Once he's got some money in his pocket too, he might kind of like that feeling,
Yeah.
like, oh, I can
Yeah.
buy something.
And knowing that he has the control of how much money goes in his pocket.
Yeah.
Not.
He did mow the lawn last week. Very quickly, he mowed the lawn last week, and we paid him. Yesterday, he went to a party, and he was supposed to bring a snack. Bring your favorite snack to the party. And I was like, okay, here we are. Go in. And he kind of looked at me, and I sent him in, and he came back out, and he goes, I bought it myself.
Aw.
I said, you bought that bag of Doritos by yourself.
Oh my God.
That's amazing.
My son had his birthday party Saturday at our house,
Fun.
and the trampoline is kind of like hidden behind the big rhododendron bushes. So I haven't even been back there for a while. So I go back there, the kids are over there, and it's just like weeds, like up to, it's crazy. It's like Jurassic Park around it. And one of his friends is like, do you guys have a landscaper that you use? Because like I can mow.
Awesome.
Oh, that's
It's like,
amazing.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for pointing out my messy yard.
Nope.
And
Nope. He saw
have
opportunity.
at it.
I
Yes.
love it. He's an entrepreneur in the making.
Yeah.
yeah.
Have a wonderful day.
Thank
Ladies.
you.
You also.
Bye.
Can you?
No, it's 9:15.
Yeah. Do you all have to go?
Probably.
I just have to look at my phone to see how far I have to drive.
Well, thank you, ladies.
But this was fun.
Yeah, it was a nice little impromptu.
I know.
Bye.
Good luck.